In the last lesson, we talked about how to set up arrays, and then we briefly looked at how we can access arrays. So we had already done that within one of the first lessons, and we're just going to be walking through in a little bit better detail about arrays. So I'm just going to call it first item, second, and I'm going to just remove out these ones here, and I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to give us several different items that are available in our array, and again, remember it starts out with 0. So let's create a quick function in order to be able to access this array. And again, so this array is going to be global, much like these variables that we've been setting up here, and this is going to be accessible within the array itself. So if we wanted to do something like function and we want to return back one of these values from the array, so get, or get probably isn't a good way to do that, so pick array. Just going to call it pick array for now, and again we're going to keep it really simple with these parameters that we're passing. Probably not even going to need to pass any parameters, and all we're going to do is return, and we're going to do my array, and we're going to return back my array A, so coinciding with pick array, and then over here scrolling down all the way down to here, and again I'm just gonna comment this stuff out here so we don't really need it, might need it later on, and going back to here, pick array, I'm just gonna output, and I'm just gonna pick one of the values of the array, so 4. So hopefully we get an output here shortly, and we can see that we're returning back number 5, and value number 0 is first item, so it all coincides there. Maybe we could even bring this up so that we can better see it all within the one screen. So essentially we can pick out any one of these items from the array just by using this pick array function that we've set up, and it's going to return back as soon as it loads, second, and 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way down. So with arrays, if you want to actually set a value here, and we want to set in maybe my array value, so we want to add to the array, we want to add it in spot number 9, and I'm just going to call it 9. And actually I think for this demonstration we might have to go over to back to our Dreamweaver code, because I want to use the console to better illustrate this. So I'm going to just copy paste this over and pause the video and paste it into Dreamweaver, because I want to output this in the console so we can better understand what's happening here with the arrays. I'm just consoling logging this out, so I'm going to shrink this back down to 100%, and I'm consoling logging out that array. So as we can see here, in spot number 9 I added the value 9, and I'm just consoling logging out the entire my array. So when I initially do that, we can see that I have these first initial 6 items here starting at 0, 1, 2, 3, but here I've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is jumping all the way to 9. And when I actually do the HTML out, it's coming up undefined. So even if I do something like a pick array, so this would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try pick array 6 and refresh that. It's still coming up undefined. if I do pick array 5 and go back out and refresh it, we do get that number 6. But for some reason, we don't have access to this value. So what if we do pick array 9? And there we can see, you can kind of see it right there in that bottom corner. Maybe I got to make it big again. This is why I want to use console, because it's a little bit easier to understand what's happening here. So we actually are taking spot number 9. So there's nothing in spot number 6, nothing in spot number 7, and nothing in spot number 8, and we're going directly to 9. Because here we've defined the array to 9, the array item 9 as the value of 9, and here from our output, our pick array function, we're just calling back to that value. So these other ones actually do get reserved within the array when we do something like this, but we don't have access to call to them because they are in fact undefined. So everything is undefined until it hits number 9, and there we're able to return it. So that's something to keep in mind when working with arrays, and when you're adding to your array in this type of fashion, that you're not necessarily adding to the next available slot. A better way to actually add to the array is just to do a push. So we can do something that's just a push function, and we're going to push this value of 9. So we're not doing the equal sign anymore, and we're just adding over the other bracket, and we're actually going to push out the value of 9 right to it. And we can see that it actually just adds it to the next one, and now our 9th value is undefined, and I have to bring this all the way back to 6, go back out, refresh it, and now we should have that value 9 down there. So that's how you work with arrays, and you add to the array by pushing it, and you can actually push multiple items in this type of fashion. So if I wanted to do something like 7, 8, and 9, and again, remember, you can do numeric values as well. So if we want to do something like this, and we go back out and refresh it, we see that they all get added into the array with the push. So push is definitely a better way to add to the array, but if you're adding to a specific one, or if you're updating a specific value, so if you wanted to update my array, and let's say I want to update the second item, and I want to do it new updated. Really stands out. We're just going to capitalize that, refresh it. We can see that we are able to update that number 2 item, so 0, 1, 2. So that 3 got changed to the new updated string, and that's where we would be using this type of update to the array as opposed to when we just wanted to add it to the end. So different ways to work with the array, and again, you have to take into consideration what you're trying to do with the array. If you're just trying to add to the array, don't try to pick it off here at the end, just do a push, and if you know which value you want to update, then you could pick out the value.